I'm Rachel White here with the Horizon League, here with Rosalyn Stoa, one of the winners of our postgraduate scholarship that we announced recently. So first, what was your reaction when you learned that you had been awarded the scholarship?
I was actually really surprised because I knew like how competitive it is, and I know like my teammates who are going for postgrads as well as like the rest of the Horizon League, they're all really good candidates. So I was like, how can this happen? And then I got the email and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is awesome. It's going to help me so much.
That's awesome. And what are your plans for next year? How do you plan to continue your education?
Yeah, so I actually accepted a position. I accepted an offer at Colorado State University. So I'll be studying industrial organizational psychology. I'm going for my PhD out there, and I think I'm going to be studying something along the lines of like work-life balance. I'd like to actually study how student athletes, when they get into the workforce, how they sort of react to work-life balance.
It's really cool. And how is this scholarship going to help you out as you try to pursue some of those goals?
It's going to help me a lot financially. I mean, as you know, going into postgrad, you don't really get paid a lot of money for that until you're out of graduate school. So the next couple of years for me are looking, a little rough financially, and this will definitely help a lot.
That's great. And what role would you say that swimming has played in your development of your leadership skills out of the pool?
Enormously. I've been swimming my whole life, and so I've had like a lot of experience with teams and leadership as well. I think if I just look back at my college years, I tried right away to get on a leadership committee so that we start sort of developing like the team bonding activities and the recruiting activities and stuff like that. And that was something I found really meaningful. I really like to sort of give back, I guess, to my team in that way. It wasn't necessarily how fast I could swim, but how much of a bond and how much of a friendship can I have with my teammates, and sort of something that we can continue outside the pool, and so forth. So I think that really helped me develop my leadership skills a lot, and I look forward to sort of bringing that to Colorado State and sort of building a community within my cohort and the rest of the grad students out there.
That's great. And can you talk about some of either the service initiatives or just other initiatives that you were able to be involved with in Green Bay and how they kind of impacted you?
Sure. I did a lot of sort of one-time things. I did a lot through the psychology department. So that was my major. And one of the things that we did every year was the memorial garden. And in the garden, we planted it every May. And anyone who had had a death in the family or someone they wanted to memorialize, they could come up and plant a flower for that person. So I was pretty involved in that for a couple of years. Another thing I did in the last year was it was an I Heart World, which is it's a program for sex trafficked victims, and so they were raising money to help these victims, and something they did was sort of make almost a walkthrough demonstration of how the process of a sex trafficked victim, what they go through and sort of how they recover. And so I was a part of that process. I volunteered to play one of the victim roles. And that was hard, because as a female, it's something that we always kind of have to be aware of. We have to be aware of our surroundings and stuff like that. And so being a part of that and sort of seeing what these victims go through and how they recover, it meant a lot to me. And I know that it meant a lot to the people who also came to that event as well.
That's great. And last question, I know this is kind of a difficult one, but what does being a student athlete mean to you? What did it mean to you to have that opportunity over the last few years?
I absolutely loved it, and I'm so glad that I chose Green Bay to do that. And because when I was coming out of high school, you know, one of the things every high school athlete asks themselves is, do I want to continue this in college? And it's when I made the decision that yes, I wanted to, I decided right away that I wanted to go D1 because, you know, all in. And so it's just been a phenomenal experience. I've had so much fun. I've loved to travel, you know, been with my teammates, done, you know, all the fun team bonding stuff. And I've made lifelong friends and connections above and beyond that, not only like within the Green Bay network, alumni network, and our coaches network, but along with other Horizon League teams and coaches as well. And something I got to this year, so I'm a fifth year, was coach. And that in itself was also a really, really awesome experience. I kind of got to see the other half of what it is to, you know, be in athletics. And I hope to also continue that. It's been something that I think is really rewarding, especially like this year, watching the swimmers go through the same thing that I've done the past 4 years, and sort of see them reap the rewards at the end of the season was really cool, really fun experience.
Well, that's awesome. Congratulations again on the scholarship and best of luck at Colorado State, and really appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat today.
Yeah, thank you.